Okay, so now we come to section 3, using it for business. We're talking about social media. How can you use social media for your business? There are many ways. You can advertise on it. Okay, you can get new customers through social media. You can communicate with people who are interested in your offer. You can handle customer inquiries. So you can use it like a customer care platform. Actually, many companies are doing that. You can educate customers through posting of different types of media, including pictures, videos, etc. Let's look at the 5 ways you can use it to advertise. The first one is groups. We already looked at groups in the previous section. You can use existing groups to advertise your merchandise or your business. You can use pages. You can find some popular pages and inquire from the owners if they can allow you to advertise there. You can use your personal timeline. After you've added a number of friends, you can share something that has to do with your business. But please note that there are certain terms and conditions that Facebook has that restricts the use of personal timeline for business. So you need to know about those so that you are sure that you're doing it the right way or you're not doing it the right way. The fourth option is you can create your own group. So instead of using other people's groups, you might decide that, okay, I've looked at all these groups and I think none of them really suits my own business. So you can create your own group and actually use it to advertise. The fifth option is create your own page. So if you want, you can create and use your own page for advertising. Like I shown you in the previous one, Mwanawanga has got more than 33,000 people. That was my page. I used it. I've been using it for advertising. I created it the first time that I had a business where I was selling things, and that's how it started growing. So that's one way to use your own page for advertising. Okay, now which option should you go for? Okay, which of these options? If you are advertising one-off, you just have one thing that you want to sell, you can use an existing page. If you do some kind of irregular advertising from time to time, maybe only when you have goods to sell, you can use either an existing group or an existing page. If you want some privacy or you want to form a community, maybe you have products that involve some kind of intimate discussions. Like when we were looking at those groups in the previous section, we saw some of them talk about marriage, relationship. Some of these topics might be private, and maybe you want to keep a closed community. In that case, you would need to create your own group. If you want branding and control, for long-term branding and control, the best is to use a page. This is what the major companies do. So which of these options is best for your needs? Each of these options has got its own pros and cons. So let's have a look at that now. Using your personal timelines, what are the pros of doing this? The pros of doing this, or the advantages of doing this, is that your friends can see what you are offering and they can choose to support you. And it's free. You don't have to pay Facebook to do that. Although, like I said earlier, you need to know the terms and conditions that restrict the use of personal timeline for business. What are the cons? Using your personal timeline goes against certain Facebook terms and conditions. Another disadvantage is you might annoy or irritate your friends. If you keep on posting adverts, some people don't like it. All you ever do is post adverts. They'll get irritated with looking at your posts. What about using existing groups? What are the pros and cons of doing this? Here's some pros. No setup headaches. The group is already there. You don't need to set it up. You don't have to worry about maintenance because it's not your group and it's not your responsibility to maintain it. What are some cons? 1, you don't own the group. 2, popular groups have so many posts. So the post that you create about your advert can easily get drowned and very few people will see it. You see from the previous screencast that I was doing, you can see that group which I recommended, the one about farming. Just go through it and you'll see. Try to post something after you join. You'll see that within a short time, there will be a few more new posts above yours. So it's not always easy in that case for you to be visible. How about using existing pages? What are the pros and cons? Here's a pro. It's not your job to maintain the page, and there are already followers for that page, so they'll be able to see your advert once you post it. What are some disadvantages? Well, it's not your page. Again, this is a disadvantage because it means every time you need to use it, you have to get permission. And sometimes you might have to spend some money in order to reach more people because of something called organic reach. The way Facebook was when it just started, if you have 10,000 people who follow the page, every time you post something, almost all the 10,000 will be able to see. But things have changed because Facebook marketing has become very competitive. So it means you might have a page that has 10,000 people, but every time you post, not everyone will see it. So if you want more people to see it, then you have to do what is called boosting. We'll talk more about using paid advertising at a later stage. You might have to spend every time. So that becomes a disadvantage of using existing groups. Okay, what about having your own group? What are the pros? You have more control over what is being posted, and it is free to create. What are the cons? You have to keep adding people manually for you to grow the page, and you have to invest some time to maintain the page, to maintain the group, and to keep it growing and interesting so that people keep coming back to it. What about having your own page? What are the pros and cons of doing this? Okay, having your own page, one of the pros is it's free to create. Okay, and you have more control over your branding because unlike a group where anyone can post, with your own page, only you decide what can be posted. The other advantage is you can reach thousands, even millions through paid advertising. Now, what are the cons? One, it's time consuming. Two, it demands regular content creation because you're the only one as the owner of the group who's posting. So you have to think of what to post regularly. The other con is that there's low organic reach, which I already mentioned. It means that for you to reach more people every time, you have to keep on spending. And then sometimes there are certain changes in the social media marketing platform algorithm. If there's a change, some changes can affect you negatively. We'll talk more about this later. Here is the sixth option. You can get someone like me and my team to handle it for you. Do all the social media marketing on your behalf. If maybe I'm not your type. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to include, there's a resource file where I name other companies that you can hire that can also do the social media marketing for you. I'm going to name some websites that you can find some freelancers who can do social media marketing for you, and also those who you can find in Zambia, those who I know that can do a good job for you apart from me. Okay, so now if you're going to hire a social media marketing manager to do all the all the social media marketing for you, what are the pros and cons of doing this? Here are some pros. The headache is no longer yours. The headache of maintaining is no longer yours. Somebody else has to look at that. This means that you have more time to focus on other things that you are good at or that you have more interest in. And you get involved only when you want to. Now, here are some disadvantages. The first one is you must have a budget for it. If you're going to hire a social media marketing manager or a social media marketing team, then you have to pay them something monthly. Most of the time, it's monthly. The other thing is you are trusting someone else with your public brand and they could mess up. So you need to pick someone professional, someone who really knows what they're doing. Okay. Now, we have looked at the various options you can use for marketing. Okay. So now let's look at some popular groups and some popular pages that can be used for advertising. We'll also look at how can you create your own group and how can you create your own page. So let's go to my browser again. We're going to look at some popular groups. So this time, I'm still logged in as that that dummy account. No, I'm going to log out of this dummy account. Let's go to my actual account where we're going to look at some popular groups. So let's close this. Some popular groups that you can use. Yeah, that's me. Facebook knows me very well. Yeah, I'm a Facebook addict, but in a good way. Okay, I've forgotten my password. Let's try this again. No, that's not the right password. Let's try that again. If you forget your password, you can reset it. Is that the right one? Oh, yes, it's the right one. Okay, so what are some of your popular groups? Me, I've joined a number of groups. So here where it says explore, just go on groups. So I'm going to right click and go there. And then pages also. So you see Mwanawanga appears everywhere. It's got 20 messages right now. It's a very active page. So it's one of the popular pages. So sometimes I allow people to advertise on my page. Remember one of the options that we talked about? You can advertise on existing pages. So these are the other pages that I've liked. As you can see, I follow a lot of business business people. So I'm going to look at some of my favorite. This is Gary Vaynerchuk. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. These are international pages. So I'm just looking at a few international pages. There's some local pages as well. This is Neil Patel. There are others which I had mentioned, like Mwewantu. I had mentioned Mwewantu News. So if I say these are the popular pages, what I mean is a lot of people like them. Some of them are international, some of them are local. So like this one, which we had already mentioned earlier, this was Mwewantu. It's the most popular. It's the most popular one locally in Zambia. Okay, it has over 600,000. But there are other pages out there that also have a lot. Like this one, Gary, he's a very vocal guy. He has 1.4 million. Okay. 1,447,789 likes. This is one of the people I follow. I really like. He's a very motivational person. There's also Neil Patel for us digital marketers like me. Very good to follow this guy. He has 859,860. So this is one of the pages. Mwanawanga, it has a lot of activity. Right now it has 51 pages, 25 notifications. I'm not going to go into the details of that. But from time to time, I do let people put an advert on my Facebook. For example, this is an advert. So they asked me if I could put this advert for them, and I placed it there because I think my readers on this page, they can like it. This is called Health Solutions. Got a question? Ask your doctor. So this is by a friend of mine. He's a doctor. Him and his team, they've come up with this website, which I think the readers on this page can like. So this is an example of using another page, an existing page, to advertise. So this is an advert from another group of people. They've used my page, Mwanawanga, because it already has followers, so they can put the advert here. Okay, so this is an example of using an existing page to put an advert. Even me, when I put my personal books here, I'm using an existing page because this is not my personal page. I already have my own personal page. Let's have a look at that one. So I use that page, an existing page, to advertise, or I use my own personal page to advertise. So these are the options. You use an existing page or you create your own. You use an existing group or you create your own, or you use your personal timeline. This is Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook. This is his personal timeline. It's not a page, it's a personal timeline. So if you know Mark, send him a message. Yes, I know him, but he doesn't know me, so I'm not sending him a message. Okay, so these are his details. The founder and CEO of Facebook. That's him and his beautiful wife here, Priscilla. They're at home cooking. He's a very laid back guy, this guy. Okay, so I'm looking for a post where he has shared something about business to give you an example of how you can share about business to your friends. Okay, what is he talking about here? He shares so many things. I'm trying to find a post where he's share. Okay, good. Here's a business related post. Okay. We just announced we are building our 8th data center and our 3rd in Europe, in Odyssey, blah, blah, blah. Okay, he's saying something about data centers are the physical infrastructure to support our community. So this is a business post, okay? It's a business post, but he's shared it on his personal timeline. So you can also do that. This guy has a lot of followers. There's a maximum number of friends you can have on Facebook. The maximum is 5,000. So beyond that, you can have people who just follow what you read. So this guy has a lot of followers, you see. Here it says, followed by 85,455,712 people. And I'm one of them. So I see what he posts. Okay, so we've looked at these options. So use an existing page, use your own page, use your personal timeline, like Mark Zuckerberg does announce here some business things, or have your own page. Like this is my personal page, so I use it to advertise various things. Okay, there's one more option we haven't looked. So let me go to that group, small scale farmers, farming as a business. You see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to click there. You go inside, you see the kind of posts that are there. The way these people really make a positive use of Facebook groups. Okay, on this one I already joined. So let's go down. So here this guy is asking, do butternuts require support like tomatoes? So here this is about information sharing. So different people here are giving advice to this person who's asking a farming related question. Okay, let's look at another. Good news for meat processing enthusiasts. So this is an advert. You see, he's using this group to advertise something. Come and learn a step-by-step instruction for making sausages, cured meat, making polony. Register now. So this is an advert he has put here. So this is someone who's sharing their work. This is the result of making my hands dirty. Today we picked 160 boxes. Farming is so interesting. I'm not just making my own money, but also empowering locals. I'm loving this. On my way to the bank. Okay, she seems to be making some money. I should go and talk to her nicely. Okay, so these are the pictures. So they share different things. You can advertise. So let's go back to our PowerPoint presentation. So during our screencast break, we looked at various options, groups and pages. You can either use an existing group or create your own group. You can use an existing page or create your own page. Okay. Now, how do you create your own group or your own page? Let's go back there. Okay, let's come to my home page here where it says groups. So I'm going to just look at this list. Okay, down here. Look at the bottom. It says create. So you can create an ad. This is an advert. You can create a page. That is creating a page. You can create a group. So let's go to the option of creating a page. I clicked on create a page. So it says create a page. Give your brand, business, or cause a voice on Facebook and connect with people who matter to you. It's free to set up. Just choose a page type to get started. So what kind of page type are you creating? There's local business or place, company, organization, or institution. So this can be used by a company, organization, or institution, even a church, a brand, or a product. It can be an artist, a band, or a public figure. You see, like personally, as a writer, I have my own page. So this is where I came when I was creating mine. So if there's a writer, a politician, an artist, they can use this. Entertainment, maybe you want just to be entertaining people. This is where you come. A cause or a community. Usually this is for non-governmental organizations. Most of my clients, when I'm creating for them, it's either I'm creating this, one of these three. Okay. Let's say it's a brand. I love brands. So it says choose brand or product category. What kind of brand is this? I like clothes, so I'll say it's clothing. What is the product name? I'll just call it cool. Okay, I don't know. I can't think of a better word now. Just call it cool. So it says get started. By clicking get started, you agree to Facebook page terms. It's a long document. If you want, you can go and read it. But I mean, most of us don't really read these things. So it has actually created a page. You see, it's that simple. So actually my page already exists. This is my page. It's called cool. I just called it cool, and it has created a page. It's that simple. Once you just decide the type of page, it creates. So it says like. Okay, so I've liked this page. There's nothing here. Add a cover. So I can look for a picture. It says upload photo. So I can upload a photo. Let's see. Do I have some nice photos which I can use here? My husband does a lot of photos, so I have plenty of photos definitely which I can use. Let's use just this as an example. It said add a profile picture. I can add any profile picture. I can either take a picture or upload a photo. Any photo again. Let's see. I'm looking for something simple, super simple. Save pictures. There's nothing in save pictures. Okay. Okay, let's go back to the same movie and then a picture of, let's use a picture of, okay, a picture of me again. Okay, but you put here for a business, it's best to put your logo. Here you put a picture that makes sense for your own business. Okay, so after I've created, let's say I've created this, Facebook says you know friends who might like your page. Inviting friends to like your page helps other people to discover it. So I can invite my friends. This is a list of my friends. So I can invite these people. I can just click invite, invite, invite. Then they'll be invited to see my page. So when I post an advert there, they'll be able to see it. Then Facebook will prompt me, welcome to your new page. It says, welcome to your new page. Before you share your page with others, try these tips that help you describe your business, brand, or organization. We'll give you more tips later. So Facebook will keep on giving you tips. It says, add a profile picture, add a cover picture, add a short description, create a username for your page. So all this is part of the process of creating your own page. Okay, let's go even to Manawanga page. Here it's still uploading on our new page, which I tried to create. Still uploading. Facebook is becoming super slow. No, it's not Facebook, it's my internet, which is not good. Okay, so here's the logo. So instead of putting a profile picture, here we can put a logo, and here we'll put a cover. Put a cover that says something about what your page is all about. So here, I've put a mother and a baby, because this page, Monanga, is all about mothers and babies, or parents and babies. Okay, so let's go look at the other option. How do you create a group? So let's look at the option of creating a group. Come down here, it says create. So I click on group. So it says, okay, create new group. What do we call a group? Okay, we'll call it cool. Coolest moms, something, I don't know. Add people. So I have to add some people. Who do I add? Ish, Mary. Okay, Mary. Hi, Mary. I've added you. So it suggests other people I should add. These are names of my friends. Then select the privacy. Remember when I was talking about creating your own group? One of the major reasons for choosing a group might be for the purpose of privacy. So there are different levels of privacy for groups. You can create a public group. Let's go down a bit. It can be public. In this public group, anyone can see the group, its members and their posts. Or it can be a closed group. Anyone can find the group and see who's in it. Only members can see posts. Earlier, when we were trying to join groups, in that part where when you just join Facebook, we looked at a number of groups. We would open on the group. We could see the members, but we were not able to see the posts because it's a closed group. And then there's this other category called secret group. Only members can find the group and see the post. Maybe you're talking about super secret things. Then you can create a secret group. Okay, so let's say this is a secret group. Then I say create. So it will invite this one. Okay, I have to explain to her later that, I was just doing something, creating a group. It says choose icon. I can choose anything that I like. Just this maybe. Okay. If I don't like this, I can say skip. So it's creating my group. So that's my group. I've created my group. It's called Coolest Mom. So I can add it just like with the page. You add a photo. So it says choose from my photos. So I can choose from my personal photos or from group photos. And I can invite more people. So this is how you create a group. Okay. So once you create a group or you create a page, what should you do next? How can you make Facebook advertising more effective for your business? That's what we're going to look at next.